Brilliance Audio presents the unabridged recording of Daughters of the River Huong, Stories of a Vietnamese Royal Concubine and Her Descendants, by Uyen Nicole Duong. Performed by Leslie Bellair.
Part 1. Reminiscence from New York City. Simone. 1. The Marriage and Christopher. New York City, 1985. I turned the key and opened the door to the apartment that was my home. Christopher must have sent Lucinda home for the weekend. The lacquered clock chimed 6:30 as I closed the apartment door behind me, my heels clicking and pivoting on the hardwood. I knew that, down the hall from where I stood motionless in the vestibule, he could have heard my turning and hushing the key out of the lock. Through his library window, the sun must have been paling to rose, the last trace lingering along the glass that separated him from Manhattan's skyline. I know he'd been sitting there, waiting for the world to darken completely, his broad back humped in front of the long row of bookshelves. A long time ago, he began his habit of shutting himself into the library when I formed my own morning routine. Ever since I arrived in New York City to live with him, at the beginning of the day, I often woke up before he did. In the bleary early morning, I would turn away from him in bed to face a reproduction of Renoir's couple dancing arm in arm. Morning after morning, I scrutinized the dancers hanging on the wall, the man's haggard face nestling against the woman's plump, rosy cheeks, his uncombed raven hair against her swirling mass of chestnut-brown strands. At some point in the formation of my routine, my husband caught on. He began sighing when I turned toward the wall. When that did nothing, he would rest his palm awkwardly on my shoulder, waiting for some kind of response. We would lie in silence waiting for the sun to rise, as if there were a chance it might not. Finally, he would get up, jab his arms into his robe, and head toward the dark library. I used to wait for his square-tipped fingers to start striking the computer keyboard. On this day, Lucinda must have put out a fresh arrangement of irises and stargazer lilies on the hallway table to welcome me home. Christopher must have heard me walk past the mirror, past the slim table legs, past the patina-framed black and white photos of his grandparents, great-grandparents, uncles, aunts, and cousins. The Sanders family I never knew. Soon I would be pushing on the library door, and then I would be facing him for the first time in months. 10 years had gone by since the fall of Saigon, and the young girl from Vietnam that had clung to him was a creature of the past. The last fight between us, which happened about 3 months ago, was...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?